I would like also to hear more about the opposite side of this. You use the term greedy capitalism, too greedy capitalism, and I would like to hear more of your work, your humanitarian work when it comes to microfinance. You've done for decades with the Blue Orchard Microfinance and your work in Myanmar.
Well, that's interesting because when I first went to Asia, because I'd made some money selling my film company and I didn't trust bankers, so I went to Bearing Securities, and I sat with the boss and I said, I would like to learn the business of how you invest. And he was obsessed. I had a very pretty wife, and he kept on looking to my wife, who was sitting there, and he said yes. So I learned very quickly, and so the microfinance idea was, of course, having been raised in Khartoum, in Sudan, and my grandmother lived in Morocco. So I always thought that when I used to drive around and pick up kids to go to school in Ethiopia and so on, I always asked the kids, what would you do if you had $20? And I always got an answer. And then I went, of course, to funds and so on, who said, yeah, well, we can invest there, but we will go and send our people and show them how to use their money. And I said, the kid who's walking on the street, who knows what to do with $20, doesn't need your organization. He just needs $20 because he's already got an idea. He's going to go to the next village and maybe get some tissue, make a t-shirt, whatever it is. I have never met in the poor countries and wherever I've driven, and I've driven thousands of miles, always picking up kids to school, I have never met a poor African or Asian who didn't know what to do with his money if he got some. So I realized that all this, Save the Children and all these huge organizations who raise billions, I know because we helped them land in Burma once, and the minute they landed, they just wanted to build a tent and show the picture in New York that they were in Burma so they could raise more money, but they were not very active, etc., etc. So microfinance, very simple. There was a very famous man who I've forgotten his name from Bangladesh, Mohammed Yunus, who was doing it, and I found a philosophical Swiss banker who's become a great friend, Melchior, and we said, why don't we, if you put your money in the bank, in Swiss francs, you never get a return. So maximum you will get is 1%. So basically the idea was, let's make money, let's raise money, but we don't give it, we lend it. But we lend it at the smallest possible rate. So basically we were lending at sort of 1 or 2%. So that made big news in New York when we started, because we raised $1.5 billion, and Anthony was there when we tried to open Blue Orchard Asia, but then the Swiss CEO said, no, we keep the company in Switzerland, so on. He was not very smart, but basically microfinance. It's not about making money, it's about giving money, and they have to pay back. But the payback teaches them that they know. I mean, I know a village in Cambodia, which was between two rivers, where 80 women got $100. And if I took you there today and showed you pictures of how it was 20 years ago, you'd think it's a mop-up design Hollywood studio decor. So money is the only thing poor people need. It's not education. You don't educate people about money because they know, they see what's going on every day. They go to the market and so on. But of course, the financial companies and so on want to keep the control of the money. So there have been many stories of microfinance that did well. Some did not so well. It depends if you were doing it to raise interest rates like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9%. That is not what I would call microfinance. So I still believe today that the best way to fight poverty is not to send your knowledge, because look at where we are financially. Look at the West today financially. We're on the verge of a precipice. We're so close to the end that they are now the reason why Christine Lagarde and everybody in the US wants to take away the cash, is then they can control the whole system. So it's a way to control the population, to get the taxes. It's a way to control everybody. It's a Stalinian regime, but the banks and the FMI and the World Bank will not even allow you to have your credit card. So unless it is issued by them. So, and they're talking about, I mean, Christine was talking about 2028 starting to get the cash out of the EU. So, which is, of course, the worst thing to do. What people need is cash, but they don't need to be told what to do with it. That's if we want to save not the rich part of the world, because that's their own responsibility, but I'm more interested in helping people who have nothing to get something, to have the next generation. And I must say, we have a fantastic chairman who, the minute there is money, always thinks, what can we do to help other people in our cities and so on. So I like to work with people who think like that. Of course, you need to get paid. Fine, you get paid, but there's so much when you think this Swiss bank deal, Credit Suisse, I mean, got a guarantee of 7 billion Swiss franc. I mean, it's completely insane, and you have people who can't even get some cash or some food. We have a problem there.